place real? That depends. If real is what you can feel, smell, taste, and see, then real is simply electrical signals interpreted by your brain. Pikachu, I have in my hand 2 pills. You take the blue pill, and the story ends now. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the Diglett hole goes.
All right, it is time. This is Infinite Investment Game. I'll talk about alternative investments and collectibles. This is not particular investment advice, but if you listen, you would be a better investor and collector when it comes to sports cards and Pokemon and all that. Also, link to my Instagram and TikTok are in the description, and kind of pumping out these Pokemon ones. All right, so these are the top 5 Venusaur Pokemon cards that you should be interested in buying if you want to invest or collect. And then please like, comment, and subscribe, and share this with as many people as possible.
All right, we start with Bulbasaur. It involves an Ivysaur, and finally to Venusaur. It's the seed Pokemon. This thing evolves and just becomes ugly and ugly and ugly. I was like, what the hell is that thing? It's the most well-rounded and easiest Pokemon to raise. It's above average special attack and defense. It's a plant that has a variety of moves like Tackle, Growl, Terrifying, Vine Whip that slaps O's like a pimp named Slickback. It has less physical attacks like Sleep Powder, which, put foes to sleep and take women home from bars. You have its ability to, its great assets such as it can absorb target's health with Leech Seed, and also it can heal its own self using Synthesis. Sweet Scent to decrease accuracy of sleep and poisonous powders. The most devastating of all is its Super Laser. It's a solar laser where it basically blasts you into the shadow realm. It's just a terrifying attack. It can reach up to 6,500 degrees. And the issue is, though, it takes you a while to charge it up, so it takes twice as long. It is one of the most effective Pokemon against most types except fire and bird Pokemon. The top 5 Venusaur cards. I added a few just in case. All right, so first we have this 2004 Pokemon Venusaur EX Hollow. This is the EX Fire and Leaf Green. This was a little bit about this time. I was about to exit Pokemon as a kid, but I do remember this card. So this is the Fire Red and Leaf Green. Is a 112 card set that plays tribute to 150 original Generation 1 Pokemon. The set is popular with early Pokemon collectors because of the chance to build recognizable Pokemon from booster packs such as Charizard, Blastoise, Venusaur, Pikachu, Pokemon like that. This set also celebrates the release of the first Charizard EX card, which is another highlight for the long-term fans of the game. The set includes 7 separate levels of cards, holographic rare. You have the non-holographic uncommon, common EX card, the rare secret box topper, and the secret rare EX. As far as the price guide here, this is going to spend around $1,200 for a PSA 10. Hopefully they actually go down, but $800 for a PSA 9, $350 for a PSA 8. The reason why is PSA 10 is 131 power port. You have 213 for 9, 8 you have 87, 7 you have 57, 41 is 6. Very interesting. If you look at this, the recent price actually sold for $717, which is really interesting. These occur semi-regularly, and then you see the major price different. Well, this is about to be expected. 293. Honestly, I feel like that is kind of high actually. $152, $100. And if you're really on a budget, you can get them for around $50 for PSA 4, PSA 5 if you want one. Here are the sales really based off of 2021. Not many of these sold as a read, or at least as PSA been keeping track of the higher grade stuff. Yeah, PSA 10 sold for $717. It's probably much cheaper now. And then you can find it for CGC Pristine, which is the one I will be trying to get. There's only one of them. And then, you know, 6 CGC 9.5s, 18 9s, 11 8.5s. Next, you have the 2002 Pokemon Venusaur Reverse Foil Legendary Collection. All right. So one of the most flashy of the recognizable Pokemon cards ever printed is the reverse foil from the 2002 Legendary set. This card, or these cards, are popular, valuable, and collectible for most of the Pokemon fans. When held under the light, you see the foil finish glimmering, and it appears to be, you know, almost move in a sense. Some collectors call this fireworks, but the background is due to the explosion in colors. These aren't the hardest cards to pull from boxes or packs. However, to pull a specific Pokemon such as a Venusaur is actually fairly difficult, surprisingly enough. PSA has the price around $2,500 for PSA 10, $1,500 PSA 9, $800. 500 for PSA 8. Pop count is 72 for PSA 10. PSA 9 is 179. PSA 8, 118. PSA 7, 99. You know, all the way down to there's only 5 PSA 2s and 10 PSA 1s. I'm pretty sure they cracked the case for those. They're sitting in the sleeve somewhere. Yeah, PSA 1 sells for $179. That's interesting. But yeah, around $2,000 for PSA 10, PSA 7, $712 to be expected. Most of these that I've been selling have been PSA. There's a bunch of PSA 9s that I sold. One PSA 10 sold for $2,000, but that was a year ago. They're probably cheaper now because everything in Pokemon is pretty much gone down. Also, we got Venusaur Reverse Foil here. One Pristine, 6 PSA 9.5s, 23 9s, 28 8.5s, and you just go down here and you see what the other ones will sell for. I really like this one. I like the trainers, but some people don't. This is 2000 Pokemon Gym Challenger Erica's Venusaur Hollow First Edition PSA 10. One of the earliest Venusaur cards printed and can be found in a 2000 Gym Challenge set. Number 4 in the set is Erika's Venusaur Holographic. Take note of this is the first edition card that's not unlimited. First edition cards have a much lower print run than unlimited. Venusaur is capable of a wide Solar Beam attack, which allows it to attack 2 of your opponents' benched Pokemon, and the energy cost is 4, which is fairly high actually. $2,500 PSA 10, $350 for PSA 9, and $225 for PSA 8. Let's see why that is. Pop counts 92 PSA 10, so it's fairly low. But then you have 573 for PSA 9, and then 328 for PSA 8. And then you got very small numbers down here. PSA things around $2,500. The most recent one they picked up was around $3,000. PSA 9 sells for $320. PSA 8, $168.50. And then if you really want to, on a budget, you know, get a PSA 4 for $55. Yeah. Recent sales, September, $320. there's no pristine 10s, there's no perfect 10s, but there's 13 CGC 9.5s. And then there's 69 9s. That's the highest pop count out of all of them. So that's most common. And then you have 8.5, 65, 8, 29, 7.5, 30. 13. All right, next we have the 1996 Japanese basic Venusaur holographic, no rarity symbol. This is extremely rare because it doesn't have the rarity symbol. The first Pokemon card ever printed are known to have the no rarity symbol. They are printed by Media Factory in Japan on October 20th, 1996. Media Factory initially printed Pokemon cards without any rarity symbol, and that is evident in all marketing materials prior to release. At some point, it was decided that all cards receive a rarity designation, with the exception of basic energy cards. The exact date rarity cards were introduced into circulation is unknown, but we can narrow it down with the help of documentation and evidence. Check out, these cards, I would say. And then they sell for quite a bit. They got a PSA 9 here, sold for $13,000. They got big pockets, sold in an auction. It could have been shield bidded, but PSA 7, best offer around $7,000. And this is in 2020, so interesting. We're on the height of the card market. And yeah, this is the granddaddy, my favorite one, the 1999 Pokemon game Venusaur Holo First Edition. There are 3 versions of the 1999: the base set, including the first edition, the Shadowless, and the Unlimited edition. The first edition is the rarest, with only 2,060, around a little bit over 2,000 submitted to PSA so far. Around 3,000 for Shadowless, and there's a lot of Unlimited that were submitted. And value is about supply and significance, because the first edition cards are much lower supply and were the first English cards printed, so they fetch higher prices. 28,000 for PSA 10, which is a lot, and that's what they value it as. I wouldn't pay that much for a Venusaur, even though I like it. PSA 9 is $4,200, and then you have $1,650 for PSA 8 and $1,000 for PSA 7. 142, so it is fairly rare. You got a lot of, that's why I wouldn't pay that much for a 9, because there's so many of them. There's 606 of them. Most recent price was $20,000, so it's been cheaper. $3,000, $3,619 for a PSA 9. If you're on a budget, you just get the authentic. There's only 9 of them, but or get you the PSA 1 shouldn't be selling for that much, but PSA 2 or 3 or something like that. This is what the Robert Edwards auction. I don't know if that's special or something, but a PSA 6 was $540. 8s are selling for around $2,000 to $1,700. No 9s, so. And you get a 9.5. There's 7 of them for CGC. There's 18 9s. There's 28 8.5s. There's 24 8s. The highest pop count is 31 for 7.5. So yeah, that's the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Yeah, and then I'll have the Mew2 one coming out not too long from now. But yeah, please like, comment, subscribe, and share this with other people. Thanks.